Issues affecting animals and pet owners today, how to avoid common problems, and how to extend the quality of life for your cherished companions. As a community advocate, I will also discuss important social issues that affect our city. I plan to showcase organizations and heroes who are doing amazing things to help others. Remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 10, starting soon.
For more information on the Voice of San Joaquin, go to tvosj.org.
Da 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 da, shabadi da do da da da, shadabada dee da da da, shadalada dee da do da da da, shadabada dee da da da, shadabada be da do da da da, shadabada beat da da da, yeah, shadabada dee da, shad Tobias cooks.
The Voice of San Joaquin and the Voice of Stockton present Women in Business with your host, Chef Tobias Cooks.
Hello. Thank you. We took our first break and we are back, Women in Business with Chef Tobias Cooks. Don't forget to log on to Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Instagram, support local public radio station. Also, you can see me at Chef Tobias Cooks, ChefTobiasCooks.com, Chef Tobias Cooks on Facebook, Chef Tobias Cooks on Instagram, and Chef Tobias Cooks on YouTube. Please go to my YouTube channel, check it out. I have close to I don't know how many videos on there, but please check it out. Also check out my ChefTobiasCooks.com. I have lots of great information on there as well. So let's get back to Alicia Perry, CEO and founder of 3 Seeds right here in Stockton, California. All right, so we left off what we explained what 3 Seeds were. What were the 3 Seeds? It's educational, employment, and empowerment. Yes, I love it because she got the cute little shirt.
Yes, girl, I have to come through with a polo.
Yes, so I like it.
Thank you.
So last time, on the first half of our show, we mentioned that we have about over 300,000 here in Stockton, and with our government agencies that's going on, it's very important that we have our nonprofit organizations that can help fill in the gap. All right, so what made you come to the conclusion of starting a nonprofit?
So basically, piggybacking off of what you just said,
Yes.
the gap. The gap is real.
Yes, it is.
The gap is real. So I would have people coming to me and they're like, hey, excuse me, I'm looking for this. So I'm looking online. I'm like, okay, how about this resource? And they're like, okay, I went there, but this happened.
Yes.
Okay, so let's find someone else for you. And then I went there, but this is happening. And I'm like, okay, so there's a gap.
Yes.
There could be the situation that you just don't feel comfortable when you walk in. Sometimes when people have a job and they're not really happy in their job, they might treat you as such.
Yes.
Kind of disrespectful.
Yes.
So I was like, wow, people need to be treated with respect. I know that I can help them. It doesn't take much, and I have faith in myself and in God. So I was like, okay. So I talked to some people I knew and I was like, let's do this. But I guess maybe my passion was stronger than theirs. So I was like, I'm going to run with this.
It happens. It
Yeah.
happens.
Sometimes people fall off.
Yes.
But,
And it's okay.
It's okay.
Because we're all not meant for this race.
Exactly.
Because I had a whole bunch of people fall off and I just kept going.
Yeah, you have to.
I just kept going.
You have to.
And that's a side note from business, real quick. This is the candid conversation part. But it was hard for me to keep going. But when I came to that point, I had to realize something. I have to keep going, regardless of what it looks like, regardless of the repercussions of it, regardless of no one wants to talk to me anymore. They feel like I'm too busy. They feel like I don't have time for them. Yeah. I've been through the friends that thought I was rude. I've been through friends that accused me of not being a very good friend because I didn't show up to their events or their birthday parties. And, you know, the family members that, well, I knew you since you was a kid, and well, I'm not a kid anymore.
Yeah,
I'm a grown woman now.
Yeah.
So and I went through a few even business partners that wasn't really to go as far as I'm willing to go.
Exactly.
And even in my personal life, my relationship, you know, I even had to push the boundaries of my marriage and push the boundaries of my children.
Yes.
And that even cost me great sacrifice as well. And also with, you know, we all know my daughter, Zai, who's sick. A lot of people don't understand that I have a sick daughter right now. And even pushing the boundaries with her and making sure that she's taken care of and she's in a good place.
Exactly.
And then also people don't know that my son, he's autism as well. And then I have a 7-year-old who knows the entire encyclopedia, you know, and then I still have a 26-year-old that I have to be a mom to every once in a while when she shows up at the door, you know. So these are things that we all, and I'm very transparent about this because women need to understand they're not the only ones. They're not the only one that go through this. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I have to make a decision. How bad do I want it?
Right. Yeah. Tupac. Yeah. How bad do you want it? Yes. We, you know, flipping words, but that is true. I had got to the point where when people are like, why come you don't come? Why come you don't call? Why come you? And I'm like, you know what? You see what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do something to better the community. Yes. Either you can roll with me, get on the bus, or just, you know, I'll pass you by at the bus stop. Yes. But I'm gonna keep going. Yes. Because this is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. Another thing is what women in business that we need to do is self-care. Oh. Yeah. Even Di said, "Oh, we have to." Is real. Yeah, because when people are talking to you like that, you kind of start feeling some type of way, and your feelings get hurt. And I mean, we're real people, you know. So it's like you have to take care. You know, you got to realize that, you know what, it's not all about them. It's about me at this time. Yes. So self-care. Yes, self-care is very important, and I'm guilty of that. I was guilty of self-care. I was guilty of just passing myself right by. Hey, as long as I got some sleep, as long as I ate. Yeah, but it's so much more than that. Then I was okay. You know, it goes right down to even going to the doctor. Yep. Taking care of yourself. Yes, making sure that you, I know that me and Fran joke about this all the time. But actually, when I go home, I sit in my van for a good 20, 30 minutes. That's the best conversations in the driveway. Yes. Yes, I got my water. Yep. I got my little fruit. Yes. I got my little banana chips. Yes. That's your detox. My little chocolate chips. Yes. And I'm in the minivan. Yep. And I got the sunroof on, and that's the best self-care right there. Yes. Right now, do the show from the van. Let's go to the van right now. Yes. Yeah. That's where I have some of the best conversations in my car.
I wanted to ask, if you don't mind, because when you dedicate yourself, both of you, because it's obviously, you know, the things you're talking about, you know, they're maintaining the livelihood of maintaining your family and all these things. And then you are audacious enough to also, you know, dedicate every other spare moment you got to serving the community. And how does, you know, you mentioned, hey, get on the bus or I might have to pass you up. But, you know, you do have family, you do have people, you know, I mean, like with my wife, you know, she's like, oh, radio station again, you know, and like, and it takes a lot of sacrifice. Right, sacrifice on her part, sacrifice on everyone's part. Yes. But tell us a little bit about how that's your unit, and they actually have to support what you're doing. You know, they make sacrifices too. Yeah, it's different for men and women. It's very different. For sure. The roles are very different.
I know, and Alicia could go, but I just kind of wanted to set that up first. That for women, when women are entrepreneurs and the husbands aren't, it's a very different. It's a very different, not only reaction, because society has set up what the roles are between the husband and the wife. And if you're religious, that plays a huge part in it. And then also your family. And then the people that are outside looking in have those conceptions of what a wife role is versus what a husband role is. And then it also has to do with, for women in business, what our husbands, how secure they are with themselves. Not only being secure with themselves, but also they have to deal, men, they have to deal with the stigma of, their wife that's, but we
your wife telling you what to do?
Well,
you got to ask her before you got to spend some money?
Yeah, and that's not how
if
it
you
is.
Want to, if you want to keep a wife, though, you should.
Yeah, that's not exactly how it is.
Maybe I was finna get this.
Yeah, but that's not exactly how it is.
Right.
And pretty much 98% of the men, whether their wife work or not, still ask their wife, can they spend money or not?
Yeah.
So
If you want to stay married,
it don't matter. But I always look at the Oprah and Stedman. That relationship was what, 30 years now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stedman just be quiet. He don't.
Yeah.
We don't even know what he's doing.
But we know he's
Out
there,
the
though.
limelight.
Yes.
We know he's there and
Support.
he's supporting her.
And
That's
he'll
right.
come out when he needs to.
Exactly.
And he'll
He's
show
a great
up.
supporter.
Exactly.
He'll show up
Yes,
when
he
he
shows
needs
up.
to.
Yes.
Yes. Did you want to speak to that or?
Oh wow, it's pretty cut and dry. You have the people that support you, and that's usually your immediate family. You will have friends that support you. I was going to say Nicole, the chef Tobias, she supports me. So if I need to bounce something off of her, I know I can talk to her. You just have to have a foundation to build on, and sometimes it might feel like you only have three legs of support. Sometimes, but as long as you have a actual support system, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Set up boundaries. With my children, and I know with the chef, she takes her kids
everywhere.
I take mine.
Yes.
They walking around with polos.
Squad.
Her kids they got their chef jack. As
They
long
even
as
go to
out
work
flyers.
with me sometimes too. Yeah.
as long
Put
as
it down.
you're building that foundation, because at the end of the day, we're planting seeds in them. So that's going to up their work ethics.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that our children would be like, you know what? I don't want to work for anyone. I want to go out and I want to do my own thing. Mom, can you help me? Because I want to start, I want to own, I always wanted to own a beauty supply. If I had someone to nurture me on that, I think I'd be like, the big names out there.
Yeah.
So we have to have time to put those seeds in our children,
Right.
so they can change the next cycle, the next generational cycle.
Wow.
Break a lot of cycles.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I also say, back to the marriage thing, is I have a strong passion, as such as you, and we thank you for your passion as well, and for your passion because it encourages other people. But I also say for married couples is find out what your spouse passion is. Like for me, my husband is an artist. He loves to draw. He has a very creative mind. So I said, well, what can you do with the camera?
Hey.
And so now
We
he
see
does
that.
all my videos. Yeah, he does all my
awesome.
videos. He does my flyers. He's coming up with ideas, and he's also always wanted to be an entrepreneur as well.
Right.
It's just that he started working. He was 16. He's still with the same company for 26 years.
Wow.
So it's kind of like he's like, I'm gonna finish it out for 30 years.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
got 4 more
So
years.
I always tell people, I always tell women, what is your husband passionate about? Is he passionate about clothes similar to what you're passionate about? Because if he is, then work together. Find a way that you can work together.
Right.
But he still knows I'm the chef. Like, it's very clear.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the chef. And it's very clear that chef husband's like, she got to sit down.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
Another thing to bring up as far as relationships, because I think we're going this way with our conversation.
Yeah.
Communication.
Not too far though.
Yeah,
Not too far.
Not too far. But
Yeah.
just make sure that you communicate with
Yes.
your significant other, and everything will be fine.
Yeah. Communication. Also have a boundary of talking about business.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you
Yeah.
have to.
Cut
Sometimes
it.
you have
Yeah.
to stop. And then I think also you have to remember that your entrepreneur wife she's still a wife. She's still that girl you fell in love with. So you do have to occasionally buy those flowers. You do have to occasionally bring her that favorite candy. You do have to occasionally say, you want to go for a walk, or look, I'm gonna put my phone down for about an hour and we'll do
Yes.
whatever it is you
Yeah.
want to do. And trust me, half of the time you don't listen to what they be saying, but at least you came and you like, you know what, I'm gonna put this down for a couple minutes and let's do it.
That's some good advice.
Yeah,
Chef.
it's very true. Bring them their
Chef,
favorite.
you so romantic.
Bring them their favorite water, their favorite soda, or whatever the situation is. Sometimes you just still have to put 4 quarters together, look in the car for some change, and
Little things mean a lot.
I'm happy with a Coca-Cola.
Nice.
Remember the word. What did they used to say? Court them. Court them every once in a while.
Every
Court
once
your
in a
mate.
while.
Nice.
Yes. Every once in a while. And it's the simple things.
Yeah.
It's the simple things that matter. A lot of people don't understand. Some people think they have to go out and spend all of this money. Those are for insecure people. Those are people that are insecure. But when you have someone that is not insecure, someone wants to work towards our future, it's the simple things that matter.
Yes.
As far as for children,
Yes.
women in business, we take our children. I know you take your kids, I take my kids. Most times, my kids come to work with me. They're not supposed to be there. But my kids know what to do when they're not supposed to be there. My kids are very clever.
Hold it down. Be quiet.
Yeah, they know. Or, like, for instance, I had an event about 2 weeks ago, and it was at this huge, I'm not going to mention it, but it was at this really big convention place. And my kids were like, we going to go sightseeing. Like, we in here for free.
Yeah.
And the tickets was like $50
Yeah.
a piece. So my son, he know to grab my daughter's hand. He know. He like, we about to go get us. So it was like $150 for free. You
Get
know,
your
so
swag bag together.
yes, they did. They
Yes.
did. They got
Yes.
gift bags.
Mama, I got 300 pins.
They did. They did. They really did.
I got some Post-it notes
And
too.
they had samples of food. They collected like samples of. That's why they collected samples of food. They had like this whole tray of food,
Aw.
and they sat in the corner for like 2 hours, and they
Nice.
was playing with the bags and eating their little food.
Chilling. Yes.
And the chef came out and he said, "Your kids could come anytime."
Yeah.
He was like, anytime you want my son, he was folding up the boxes for him. Then he was putting the bags together. He was like, anytime.
Yes.
That's at home training. Congratulations,
Yes.
Chef.
So I brought him some free labor. Yes. All right. Our candid conversations. Is there any advice that you would give to women that are interested in starting a nonprofit?
The advice I would give is do your research. Because a lot of people, you can go out and you can pay someone to do your paperwork for you. And I'm not knocking it, but just know what they're doing. Because if you can't find that person again, and the IRS or state
I'm about to run out the store.
somebody knocking at your door and be like, "Where's this?"
Yes.
You can't say, "Well, so and so did this. I don't even know." No, you know what you're doing. Know what you're signing up for. Keep up with the laws.
Yes.
Especially like in mine being a 501c3, I'm like, okay, what Trump gonna do? I don't know.
Yes.
So you gotta watch the news. You gotta stay in tune with what's going on in the world. Even though it seems like, okay, we're here in Stockton and we're right here. It's so much going on.
Yes.
So you got to stay knowledgeable of what's going on to run your business.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my word of advice.
All right. And where do you see taking 3 Seeds in the future?
So in the future, actually, I already know what's going to happen in the future. So I'm going to give myself about 3 years at the location that I'm at right now, and I'm going to build a center because I envision almost like a school environment. So I'm going to start working on that in 3 years because that takes time.
Yes.
So and then I want to I don't want to be that thing in the community. I want to be that resource in the community.
Yes.
So that's what I want to do for three seeds. That's what I visit. We want to be a positive resource in the community. I don't want people saying, "Oh, I went there and they were all." Da, da, da. No, we're going to be respectful at 3 seeds to whomever walks in the door. So that's basically where we're going.
All right, this is wonderful, and I know I didn't want to mention that again, but for Women in Business, you and I went back to school around the same time.
Yes.
Your journey, we actually kind of started at the same time.
Yes.
And I always want to give women a sense of encouragement.
Yes.
I know that I went back to school. I was almost 40 years old. I was 41 when I became a chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have any encouragement or motivation for that?
Oh. It's never too late. It's never too late to go back to get your education. It's never too late to get education. You might not want to go to school, but like you said, trade school. It's never too late to start because the only thing that you have is your breath. You keep breathing. So don't stop. Keep learning. No one can take this from you.
Yes.
Unless you get knocked in the head, but we're not going to go that way. But no one can take what's up here from you. So encourage yourself. Affirm yourself. You can look for positive affirmations, all around, but have them in here. So, because I always tell my daughter how beautiful and how smart she is because I don't want her to have to go out to get that from someone else.
She is.
Yeah. But see, I'm saying I don't want her to get that from someone else. So as far as a business, as far as going back to school, have it on the inside so no one will you won't have to look for validation to go back to school.
Yes.
So validate yourself.
Yes, and I think that's very important, especially for women, because we have to keep validating ourselves in different seasons.
Yes.
And all the time.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, and it's different levels
it's
of
so
it
many
as well.
It's so
many.
It
and that goes back to our conversation earlier when we were talking about how we unfortunately had to pass some people on because and in that process you have to keep validating yourself.
Yes, you do.
You have to keep reminding yourself what your strategy is and where you're trying to get to, where you're trying to go. And I always tell women, don't shortcut yourself.
Don't undercut, don't shortcut. Don't know your worth.
Yes.
You have to know your worth because there are many that will take advantage of it. And I know we've had conversations and when I do business with up and coming entrepreneurs, I'm like, okay, how much is this worth? How much are you worth? Know your worth. And they're like, okay. But it is real because if you don't know your worth, oh my gosh, you could be like on Oprah Winfrey status and someone's paying you like,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've seen that happen time and time again. Yeah, that's very good. Well, you planted some seeds here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
really excited about it. Thank you for sticking around for our Candid conversation.
I love it.
Yes. So we are going to get out of here. Give them your information one more time.
Okay. So 3 Seeds, our website is www.3seeds.org. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, whatever, everything you said, Twitter, Snapchat. I don't know how to use Snapchat, so don't use that.
I don't know how to use Snapchat either. I just know how to press the button. You get those little weird things.
Yeah,
and
the
I'm
little
like,
filters
I'm
and be
good.
cute and
I'm
stuff
good.
like that.
Yeah, I'm good.
We are located at 1411. I love the address. 1411 West Fremont, which is down here, down the street in Stockton. We are always looking for volunteers.
Yes.
And our board, we're always looking for people to get on our board that have the vision that can take us to the next level.
Yes.
So our email address, if you want information about us, info, that's info at 3THREESEEDS.org. I have to spell it out because people are like 3 C's, and I'm like, no, we are not in the Bay. This is not,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have to spell it out.
Yeah, I think that's incredible. That's great. Thank you for planting those seeds.
Thank you.
And guess what? 3 years from now, you're gonna see that harvest.
Yes.
Yes, and that's what it's about.
A lot of sunlight and water.
Yes.
Nourishment.
Yes.
It'll be good.
It will be. It will be. All right. Chef Tobias Cooks here with Women in Business with the voice of San Joaquin, formerly known as the voice of Stockton. Okay, you got something to do. Go ahead, get out, jump on 3 Seeds, get their information, support. Also, come back next week. Women in Business with Chef Tobias Cooks. Enjoy your week.
Yeah, Tobias